Welcome back to Tales by WZ. In today's story, we explore what happens when a husband has proof he is faithful, but his wife chooses to trust her sister instead. As you listen, notice the moment where you think the trust in this marriage stopped being repairable. My wife said, "My sister says you're cheating." I replied, "Invite her over." Then I sat them both down at home, played the recording of her sister hitting on me, started packing my bags, and just watched as their family story fell apart. I am 32. My wife is 30. We have been married for 5 years. I thought we had a solid, normal marriage. We argued sometimes, but nothing that ever made me question the foundation. That changed last Tuesday. I came home from work around 6 in the evening. Normal day. I even brought takeout because she had texted that she was tired from work. As soon as I walked in, I saw her standing in the living room, arms crossed, phone in her hand, staring at me like I had done something horrible. "We need to talk," she said. Those 4 words rarely lead anywhere good. "Okay," I said, putting the food down. "What is going on?" "Are you cheating on me?" she asked. It felt like the whole room stopped. "What?" I said. "No, why would you even ask that?" She held up her phone. "My sister saw you last Thursday at that new bar downtown with a woman," she said. "She said you two looked very comfortable together." Of course it was her sister. I am not even giving her a name here. She is just sister. "That was a work thing," I said. "My new manager. We were going over quarterly reports over drinks because the office was too loud. I told you about it." "You did not tell me she was pretty," my wife said. I actually laughed. I should not have, but I did. "I did not realize I had to send you a full description of my coworkers," I said. "Should I start rating them out of 10 before I meet them?" Wrong thing to say. "Do not laugh at me," she snapped. "My sister would not lie. The way you were looking at her, the way you touched her arm." "I did not touch anyone's arm," I said. "I had 1 drink and talked about spreadsheets." "My sister has been looking out for me since we were kids," she said. "She has never been wrong about people. She warned me about my ex and she was right. So when she says you are cheating, I believe her." This is one of those moments where you feel something in you shut down. 5 years of history, loyalty, and partnership, all pushed aside in one breath because her sister said something. "So that is it," I said quietly. "You are not even going to consider my side, not going to ask for details, check my story, nothing." "My sister would not lie to me," she repeated. "When your partner acts like someone else's word is more valuable than your entire relationship, that is a serious warning sign." "Fine," I said. "If you believe her, cool." I grabbed my keys and walked out. I went to my buddy's place, crashed on his couch, and ignored my phone while it blew up all night. But here is what my wife did not know. The week before, on Tuesday, sister had come over while my wife was working late. She said she needed to borrow something. Normal in-law stuff, or so I thought. She was off from the start, extra touchy, lingering too close, asking if I was happy in my marriage, saying my wife did not appreciate me. Then she started making comments about how she had always thought I was attractive, how my wife lucked out. Red flags everywhere. I told her she needed to stop and go home. She laughed like she was joking, then tried to kiss me. Actually lunged at me. I pushed her away and told her to leave and never try that again. She got angry, called me names, and said I would regret rejecting her. Here is the important part. When my gut told me it was going bad, I had slipped my phone into my pocket and hit record. I did not get the start, but I got the important part. Her flirting, her propositioning me telling her no, her tantrum on the way out. I spent the week wondering if I should tell my wife. I decided not to because I knew sister would deny it and I did not want to blow up the family for nothing. Instead, sister struck first. She ran to my wife, twisted what happened, and labeled me the cheater. Accusing someone of what you actually did is a classic deflection move. I spent Thursday at my buddy's place and called a lawyer Friday morning. I did not want to overreact, but I wanted to know my options. He told me to keep the recording safe, document everything, and be smart about my next steps. Friday afternoon, I texted my wife. "I want to talk face to face," I wrote, "and I want your sister there too." She texted back almost right away. "Why do you want her there?" she asked. Because she is part of this, I replied. Either she is there or I am not coming. An hour later she wrote back, fine, tomorrow at 2, our place. Saturday came. I showed up at 1:55 with my phone, my laptop, and a charger. My wife opened the door looking worn out. Sister was on the couch looking smug. Okay, we are here, my wife said. Talk. I sat on the edge of the coffee table, opened my laptop, pulled up the audio file and pressed play. Sister's voice filled the room. You know, I always thought you were so attractive, she said in the recording. Like way more attractive than the guys she usually dated. In the audio, my voice sounded tired. That is inappropriate, I said. You should go. Oh, come on, do not be like that, her voice purred. I see how she treats you. Always nagging, always tired, never appreciates what she has. I would never take you for granted. As the words played, the color drained from Sister's face. My wife turned to stare at her. Wait, my wife said. When was this? Last Tuesday, I said. You were at work. She came over. The recording kept going, Sister propositioning me telling her to leave, her getting angry, calling me names, saying I would regret saying no. By the time the clip ended, the room felt different, quiet, heavy. My wife stared at her sister like she had never met her. You tried to, she started, but could not finish. He is lying, Sister said quickly. That is fake. He edited it. He used AI or something. You seriously think I cannot recognize your voice, my wife said quietly. And his. He could have spliced it together, Sister said. This is exactly what cheaters do. They manipulate. Get out, my wife said. What? Sister snapped. Get out of my house. Sister's face cycled through shock, anger, and panic. You are really taking his side after everything I have done for you, she said, after I have protected you your whole life. Protected me, my wife said. You tried to sleep with my husband. Because he was coming on to me, Sister shot back. I was trying to prove he was a cheater. This was a test and he failed. The mental gymnastics were unbelievable. Out, my wife said, pointing at the door. Do not call me, do not text me, do not come near my house. Sister turned and looked at me like she wanted to kill me. This is not over, she said. She grabbed her purse, stormed out, and slammed the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. The silence afterward was loud. My wife turned to me with tears already forming. I am so sorry, she said. I should have believed you. I should have trusted you. Yeah, I said, you should have. I walked past her and went to our bedroom. I pulled out a suitcase and started packing clothes. What are you doing? She asked, following me. Leaving, I said. But I apologized, she said. I believe you now. She is gone. We can fix this. I stopped packing and looked at her. You took her word over mine, I said. 5 years of marriage and you believed her with no proof. You did not even give me a chance to defend myself. How am I supposed to live with that? I was scared, she said. I thought. I do not care what you thought, I said softly. The trust is gone. Sometimes the betrayal is not the lie itself. It is who your partner chooses to believe when it matters. I finished packing my essentials, grabbed my toiletries, my work laptop, some clothes. She followed me through the apartment, begging, promising to make it right. I will stay with a friend, I said at the door. I will come back for the rest of my stuff next week. We can sort the apartment and everything else through lawyers. Lawyers, she whispered. You want a divorce. I do not know what I want yet, I said. I just know I cannot be here right now. I left and moved into my buddy's spare room that night. I turned my phone off because the calls and texts did not stop. 4 days later, I turned it back on, over 100 messages. Most were from my wife begging me to come home. A few were from her parents asking what happened. 3 were from Sister calling me every name she could think of and threatening to tell everyone the truth. Cool, let her. Things escalated fast. On Monday, my boss called me into his office. He looked uncomfortable. I need to ask you something, he said. Are you going through something at home? Why? I asked. I got an email over the weekend from someone claiming to be your sister-in-law, he said. She said you have been harassing her, making unwanted advances, and that you are unstable. She said she was worried about our client's safety. I just stared. Look, he said, I know you. This does not sound like you at all. But I have to follow protocol. HR wants to talk to you. I spent 2 hours in HR explaining everything. I played the recording. I walked them through the timeline. They were sympathetic, but they still had to document it and put me on a 3-day cooling-off period while they investigated. Unpaid. I called my lawyer as soon as I left the building. He said this was harassment and likely defamation, and that we should send a cease and desist. We drafted it that afternoon. Tuesday, my landlord called. Someone had reported domestic disturbances at the apartment, screaming, possible violence. I explained I had not lived there in a week, gave him my friend's address. Told him to call my wife if he wanted a second version. He was cool about it, but warned that if he got more complaints, he would have to act on the lease. Wednesday, my mom called, crying. "Your mother-in-law called me," she said. "She said you are having an affair and that when your wife confronted you, you attacked her sister. She said your sister-in-law had to call the police because you were threatening them." I explained everything. I sent my mom the recording. Her crying stopped in about 30 seconds, replaced by anger. "That little witch," she said. "How dare she?" "Mom, please do not call anyone," I said. Too late. She had already hung up. 20 minutes later, my mother-in-law called me. "You have some nerve turning your mother against my family," she said. "My daughter told me what really happened. You are a liar and a manipulator." "I have a recording," I said calmly. Silence. "What?" she asked. "A recording of your daughter trying to seduce me," I said. "Me telling her to leave, her threatening me. Do you want to hear it?" More silence. "My daughter would not," she started. "Your daughter absolutely would and did," I said. "She came on to me," I said no. "She decided to burn everything down. She told my wife I was cheating. She called my job. She called the landlord. She is trying to destroy my life because I rejected her." I could hear her breathing on the other end. "Email me the recording," she said finally. "I will think about it." My lawyer had told me not to send anything directly, so I did not. But my mom already had during their argument. The truth was spreading whether sister liked it or not. Thursday, my wife came to my friend's place. She asked for 5 minutes. My buddy let her stand on the porch. I stepped outside. She looked wrecked, dark circles under her eyes, hair a mess. "I have been trying to reach you," she said. "I know," I said. "My mom called your mom," she said. "She played the recording. My sister is still denying it, says you faked it somehow, but I know it is real. I know your voice. I know her voice. I know what I heard." "Okay," I said. "I cut her off," my wife said. "Blocked her number, told her never to contact me again. I told my parents if they take her side, they are out of my life too." I did not say anything. "I know I messed up," she said. "I know sorry is not enough, but I am trying to fix this. I filed a police report about the false claims she made. I called your work and told them everything was a lie. I am doing everything I can to make it right." "That is good," I said. "It does not change what happened." "What do you want from me?" she asked. "Tell me what to do and I will do it." "I want to go back to last Tuesday and have you trust me," I said, "but we cannot, so I am moving forward without you." "You want a divorce," she whispered. "I have not decided," I said. "That is why I have a lawyer." "I love you," she said. "You did not act like it," I said. She broke down crying on the porch. Part of me wanted to comfort her. Most of me just felt empty. "I need you to leave," I said quietly. "You gave up on us when you believed her over me." I went back inside. My buddy closed the door. We heard her crying for a few minutes before she drove away. Sometimes the person who hurt you really is sorry and really is trying. That still does not erase what they chose in the worst moment. Friday, sister emailed me with the subject line, "We need to talk." I did not open it. I forwarded it to my lawyer. He called me later, laughing. "She just put in writing that she will drop all her claims and tell everyone the truth if you agree not to pursue legal action," he said. "She basically admitted everything." We replied with a clear deadline. She had 48 hours to retract her statements, apologize in writing to my employer and landlord, and stop all contact. Otherwise, we would file for a restraining order and defamation. The deadline came and went. She did nothing, so we filed. The court date for the restraining order was set for Friday. My lawyer said our case was strong. We had the recording, the emails, the false reports, the harassment. In the middle of all this, my wife's parents called me again. Her dad this time. "Son, we owe you an apology," he said. I said nothing. "We raised that girl," he said. "We thought we taught her better. Hearing that recording, knowing what she did, we are ashamed." "Okay," I said. "Our daughter, your wife, is a mess," he went on. "She is not eating, barely sleeping. She loves you. She made a terrible mistake trusting the wrong person, but she loves you." "I know," I said. "Are you going to divorce her?" he asked. "I do not know yet," I said. "That is fair," he said. "Whatever you decide, we will support you. Just remember, she was manipulated her whole life by her sister." Maybe he was right. Maybe my wife was a victim too. But she was still the one who looked me in the eye and called me a cheater without proof. The messages from sister's side kept coming. Friends of hers sent me long rants online, calling me names, saying I ruined her life because she rejected me. One said karma would get me. I screenshotted everything and passed it to my lawyer. My work HR called again. Sister had sent more emails, claiming I had edited the audio and that I was dangerous and should be fired. My boss was done. "This has gone too far," he said. "We are sending her a cease and desist from the company. If she keeps this up, we go after her for harassing our employee." Knowing my job was on my side helped. Friday came, court day. I showed up with my lawyer. My wife sat in the back row. Sister showed up with a lawyer who looked like he got most of his clients from late-night commercials. The judge reviewed the recording, the timeline, the emails, the reports, the messages. Sister's lawyer tried to argue that I had entrapped her, that the recording was illegal. My lawyer pointed out our state is one-party consent. Legal? They then tried to claim the recording was edited. The judge asked if they had any evidence. They did not. Sister tried to speak. "Your Honor, he has been stalking me," she said. "Ever since I rejected him, he has." "Ma'am," the judge said, cutting her off. "According to this timeline, you made advances, he rejected you, and then you accused him of cheating and tried to harm his job and housing. That is not him stalking you. That is you retaliating." Her face went red. "The restraining order is granted," the judge said. "Minimum distance of 500 feet. No contact, direct or through third parties. No posting about him on social media. Any violation will result in immediate arrest." "Do you understand?" She nodded, silent. Outside the courtroom, my wife tried to come over to me. "I just wanted to say I am proud of you for standing up for yourself," she said. "Thanks," I said. "Not here, not now." "Can we talk sometime?" she asked. "Really talk?" I looked at her. She looked like someone whose world had fallen apart. Mine had too. "I will think about it," I said. Later, my lawyer told me the defamation case would move forward next. We were seeking damages for lost wages, emotional distress, and reputational harm. He estimated $30,000 to $50,000 if we won. "I do not care about the money," I said. "I know," he said, "but consequences matter." He was right. A few days later, I finally agreed to meet my wife for coffee. We sat in a quiet corner. She held her cup with shaking hands. "Thanks for coming," she said. "I have been in therapy, 3 sessions so far. My therapist thinks I latched onto my sister as my protector when we were kids. When Dad was drinking, she was the one who shielded me. When I was bullied, she handled it. When my ex cheated, she found out and told me. I learned to trust her word more than my own judgment." She paused. "That is not an excuse," she said, "but it is why I believed her so fast. I am working on it, on trusting my own eyes and on trusting people who actually earn it." "Okay," I said. "I know I wrecked your trust in me," she said. "I know I cannot fix that overnight, but I want to try. Couples therapy, individual therapy, whatever it takes." "What if I say no?" I asked. "Then I accept it," she said. "Sign the papers and try to move on, but I need you to know I am sorry, not just for believing her, but for not giving you a chance to defend yourself. For choosing her word over our years together." 20 minutes turned into an hour. We talked about trust, about trauma, about how deep this cut went. I did not promise anything, but I did not shut the door either. "I need time," I said. "I cannot promise you an answer yet." "I understand," she said. Meanwhile, the lawsuit against sister moved on. She missed a filing deadline, so we got a default judgment. The court ordered her to pay $42,000. She did not have it. She was put on a payment plan. I donated half to a domestic violence shelter and used the rest for legal costs. Sister moved to another town. She lost her job after her meltdown in court hit local news. Her parents cut her off. She is basically on her own now. As for my wife and me, we did 8 weeks of couples counseling. Some sessions helped. Others just reopened the same wound. One day, the counselor looked at both of us and asked a simple question. "Do you actually want to save this marriage?" she asked. My wife said yes right away. I said, "I do not know." "That is your answer," the counselor said. "If you are not sure you are already out, you are just afraid to say it." She was right. I filed for divorce 3 weeks later, not as revenge, just as acceptance. The trust was gone. Every time my wife looked at her phone, I wondered who she was talking to. Every time she went out, I wondered if something like this could happen again. Every time her family came up, I felt sick. That is not a life. That is a slow, quiet panic. We agreed on an uncontested divorce, split our stuff, and decided not to renew the lease when it ended. She moved in with a friend. I got my own place. No kids, no big assets, just 2 people letting go. We had one last real conversation. "Do you hate me?" she asked. "No," I said. "I just cannot be married to someone who thinks so little of me." "I did not think I did," she said. "When it mattered most," I said, "you thought I was the kind of man who would cheat and lie to your face, and I cannot forget that." She cried. I did not. We said goodbye. My only real regret is not telling her about Sister's advances the second they happened. Maybe it would have changed something. Maybe it would not. People who are determined to twist the story usually find a way. Now I have a new job with better pay in a place where fewer people know this story. I am in therapy. I started running again. I have a few new friends. I have gone on a few dates. I am not in a rush. Sometimes people ask if playing that recording was worth it, if I would do it again. The answer is yes, every time. Because the alternative would have been letting Sister destroy my name and my marriage and then play the victim. The alternative would have been me living under a cloud of doubt I did not earn. She made her choices. I just made sure the truth was heard. Lesson 1. If your partner will believe someone else's word over your actions and your history without even asking for your side, that is a serious crack in the trust. Lesson 2. When someone has to lie and attack your reputation to protect their own, they are showing you exactly who they are. Lesson 3. Being manipulated as a child explains some patterns, but it does not erase the harm an adult does when they refuse to think for themselves. Lesson 4. Using recordings, evidence, and boundaries is not petty. It is how you protect yourself when someone is willing to lie about you. Lesson 5. You can forgive a person in your heart and still decide you cannot stay married to them. Leaving can be a boundary, not a punishment. What about you? If you were accused of cheating based on a family member's lie, would you stay and rebuild trust or walk away? And have you ever had to choose between believing a partner and believing a relative? How did you handle it, and would you make the same choice again?